You return. What say, friend? There's always Facina. Our alchemist seems to enrage those of his inner circle.
If you come to do business, outsider, you are late. Your people are already inside, speaking with the Queen. They are in the throne room, through the door behind me. If you should lose...
While I am flattered by the esteemed Hazanui's confidence, I must wonder how my people are meant to have destroyed an entire colony overnight.
You tell us. It's no coincidence that your outpost at Port Mage survived the recent storm.
You speak as if I could command the tides, while you are casting your blame in a wide net. Why not look to our Kahunga allies? We do not...
I say our guest forgets himself.
Brother, stand down. You are the one who mistakes my throne room for a sparring arena. I say this is beneath us. An interesting visitor in difficult times. You cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen. Allow me to apologize as I toss you before the wolves. This one is a watcher blessed by Tangaloa. I suspect that many of our questions about Hasongo will soon be answered.
Ak, I know this one. His parlor tricks frightened 10 years of every sailor in Queen's birth.
We assembled to discuss the darkening of Hasongo, one of Rawatai's colonies. Watcher, it seems you have the floor.
What sailor's tale is this?
There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late.
Does tilling the soils of the Eastern Reach drive all men mad? You sound as crazy as the Dawnstar Dreamers.
Have you not heard the rumors, Karu? An Adra Colossus marching across the sea. Sailor tales, but credible ones.
Gantanichese. I'm acquainted with the Watcher of Cadnua from my assignments in Defiance Bay and Twin Elms.
Diverus? It explains the colorful nature of your reports.
I have seen things with him that are not even told in the most outlandish of sailors' tales.
And I'm supposed to take two Valians at their word?
How came a watcher from half the world away to be involved in these happenings? Enlighten the court. The Lady of Doors must have great confidence in you. Tracking down a god who stands as tall as a mountain, a fisherman with poor eyesight could do this. My priests will trip over their feet to interpret his divine plan. Watcher, can you cut through the din and tell for what he comes to the Deadfire? How resourceful of you. The Isles are studded with enough luminous Adra to bankroll an economy. I believe our course is clear. We will send the Watcher to Hasongo. Set sail to the west of Nekataka. I would tell you to keep a weather eye out for a lighthouse, but the God of Light did not appreciate competition. Something to add, Hazanui?
Only that Hasongo is a Rawataian outpost. It would be useful for the Watcher to take one of ours along.
Ma'am.
Maya's an expert sailor and a better sharpshooter. The best, whatever comes your way, she'll see it first.
If it gets me and Ashiza out of diplomat duty, we'd set sail with a drunk scolder at the helm.
And shut us out entirely? We have every right to know of any hazards in these waters. Palagino, go with the Watcher. See that the Republics are served in this...
Ah, Your Excellency. Hamed Kongswalias.
That will be enough parading of champions for now. I'm certain that our guest knows how to assemble a crew. Akira, if you can stand the chattering of unlike minds on your ship, that is your prerogative.
Good thing I'm already accustomed to cramped quarters and temperamental birds.
We both have our orders. I have no interest in interfering with you.
I believe we are finished here. Aren't we popular? Take care at Hasongo. The Deadfire was overfull before Aethys blundered in. And take care with your trading company spies.
I say it is beyond time our guests lick their wounds somewhere else. Let's speak. While we have the chance.
Yeah? Of course.
Your coming is a favorable omen already. You happen by... It'd save your manners for my sister. I will not paddle around the island. My sister wants to know if you did not come this far to serve the crown, I say. But sailing is an expensive hobby. Lord Ikera, to patch a hull or stitch a sail is costly. The city has honest work for those in need, I say, and insists that everyone carry a heavy purse. My sister keeps a tight grip on Nekataka, but the filth of it drips down under our noses, I say. Do foreigners smuggle contraband and pay the Rapau for their silence? Take this if you need proof. An envoy ship sank a day's voyage out of Nekataka. My guards recovered it in a raid of the gullet. This confirms my suspicion. Smugglers and thieves cluster like rats in Delver's Row, a growth in the bowels of our city. I want someone to peddle the medallion to the black market. Earn the trust of yours is not a face that others will recognize. Let no one learn that you work for the crown. They say you're on familiar terms with Ngati's chosen son, Tekehu. See that he joins you in the gullet. He knows something of our troubles already. He gave me his confidence, I say. I leave the rest for... Be on your guard in the gullet.
You songwriters need a guild if you hope to learn discipline.
He smells one touched by the great eel, does Barati. You are a man who sits across a fire with death. Akira? For glutting mighty Tangaloa and hurling foes into the... rewarding those who appease the great eel. Tangaloa rolls a hungry eye toward Dichila, a Valian captain who scouts for luminous Adra and sit with joy, not hunger, does the great eel lash its mighty tail. Dichila has sated the beast for now. The jaws of Tangaloa gnash about a Rauataian captain named Ohairo. His cannon fire echoes in the ears of slumbering gods. Akira, you chose wisely. Ask, but do not...
Not so. We speak in the tongue of Ngati and Amira.
Well, that's not nice. All done.
You make a habit of turning up uninvited. Kahopa, Tangaloa.
Watch out. When these things lick, well...
You travel with a brave crew, Watcher. Nothing to fear, I say. If a queen cannot wrangle two cats, what right has she to the Deadfire? There are many leagues between here and Hasongo. I trust you have packed for the journey. Sail west from Nekataka's harbor. I would tell you to watch for a lighthouse, but Hasongo's Adra... There.
What all do you write in those reports of yours, Maya?
Hello there! Come to have a word? I don't buy... Yes? Gladly, my friend, gladly. And how kind of you to ask. I am the youngest son of a noble house. Now, don't make that face. Poor truly, I consider it a boon. What else brings faraway travelers to the archipelago? Adventure. As I was loafing about my father's estate, I thought, well, Gervard, isn't it time you made a name for yourself? So here I am. And though I dare say I'm little use in a fistfight, I can do a fair bit of magic and draw a lovely map. So I've taken to charting the... but it's worth it for the... But truly, if I could only inspire others as I myself... Anyway, enough of my prattling. Surely you've other things to... Oh, it would be my absolute pleasure. For a price, of course. 3,000 copper? Well... Back again, yes? Gladly, I consider it a boon, as I would. So here I... But true... Anyway, enough of my prattling. Surely you've other things to do. Farewell!
I may have told the company one or two choice details about you.
For real? You thought me worth noting in your politic papers? Maybe I'll make my temple proud yet.
So you're...
I don't know how you and the Watchers sleep, carrying all those souls around.
Some nights it's the lantern that lulls me to sleep. It pulses like a heart in my hand.
If you find that comforting, then I'm glad for you.
Hatsura asked me to train a crop of new sailors. Guess the sharpshooting lesson was wasted. Should have spent that time talking about home. I didn't stay long. We sailed north for target practice, then circled back. Should have kept going.
I don't get this at all. There was a Dawnstar settlement on Isango. The place got trampled just the same. This is Widewind all over again. Only now we know it really is Aethys behind it. I'll tell you one thing. When we catch up to that unstoppable god stat...
Unless there's another Colossus in the area.
Let's go!
Folks. Can't get a clean hit.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
It's not very helpful.
Leave it to me.
Rory, beat it!
Why not?
Shut the door, quick, before the Naga get in. We're the finest soldiers and cannoneers in Aora. We don't need anything.
Captain, 2 places I've seen that look. Healers' tents and exceptional brothels. This is neither.
Wait, you're not the reinforcements. There are supposed to be reinforcements. The first thing was the Colossus. It showed up a few days ago, a week ago, I can't be sure. But it was huge. Glowed like luminous Audra. That monster that killed our people?
I suppose he does look like a monster from down here.
I told you, Zahira. The Godhammer scrambled their god, and now he's taking his revenge.
Our gods are above petty motivations like revenge. No, Gon's got a bigger plan for you and me.
It's no coincidence your Aethys shows up just as Latharn storms out.
The Colossus was coming right for us. Fleetmaster Ko ordered the Gunhawks and Cannoneers to take up positions. They fought. The rest of us were sent below, like cowards. I heard cannon blasts, artillery fire, felt the world shake. Then the water started coming in. We came back up, and the others were... I don't know. Like they'd been... And the Colossus was walking away. The fort was flooding, where it had broken our walls, and the luminous Audra in the lighthouse had gone dark. On the western side of the fort, it's a true marvel,
Proof we can tame and transform this place, once we get rid of the scale bellies.
The Naga.
They skulked in after, once our walls were down. Those of us who were left fought. But those cowards moved through the sunken hallways, ambushed us from below. When the Hazanui's reinforcements get here, we'll strike.
And build our walls back up so nothing gets through. And double our cannons, so we can destroy that Colossus if it ever comes back.
Dawnstars.
Fleetmaster Ko hired them to tend the fields that supply the mainland, but they started...
You mean dreaming of things to come?
One of them, Latharin, had a row with the Fleetmaster over it, left angry just before the Colossus showed up. You think that's a coincidence?
I think their praying called it here.
Spitting at our god? You ought to fear for the future of your soul.
Is there anything else? The finest cannons and bombards in the archipelago. Why, you can barely walk the ramparts without... There's still one. There must be one. They can't all have been destroyed. but you'll need a trained artillerist to aim it.
The big guns and me are on friendly terms already, Captain.
Zahira, assistant quartermaster. Don't go back out there. You'll be safe here until
Just stay away from the water. Damn scale bellies are hiding down there.
Sometimes you can see them if you look carefully.
Hitting the water. What have we here?
Leave it to me. Sure.
I like the darkness.
Let's go.
It's beyond me. Yeah, I'm sure I can. Oh no.
May I? Candle in the night.
Can't get a clean hit.
Nice hit.
What can I do?
The antidote, Sammy? I'd be much obliged. Yes? Yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
After him! That dog won't hunt.
Look at this.
You like that?
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Your orders?
Huh.
Captain? Give me the order.
Leave it to me. Sure. Yeah?
Don't see why not.
Leave it to
Ready to brawl?
After him!
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
This won't stop me for long.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
That's it? Let's go. Feels so good.
Didn't work.
After him! No rush. Let's go.
Rip this whirlwind.
Don't tell me.
Could use something. Didn't work. Fixing to be shit.
That wasn't that bad.
Now.
What is this? Come closer. Away. The striped fiends profane the island, endlessly burst. Sugan says we must find a way in. Sugan, speaker for the god. The fiends gather at the... It is too dark. I will lose my way. Stay a little longer. No! Not dead! Away, I said! The way glows. I will follow the way, I think. Now, there is no way. The way. I am certain.
Ready to brawl?
Sure.
Captain? Speak freely. Got someone in my sight.
That's it!
After him!
orders. Aye, aye.
Too slow.
Yes?
Not done yet. Too slow.
After him!
I'm listening. Ashiza, strike me, honey. You only miss blood when it's
Let's go.
Pull yourself together.
Leave it to me.
Glory be to God!
Let's go. This won't stop you for long.
Oh, could use something to put a little...
Better try something else.
Since you got the decency to die, happy to oblige.
Let's do this. Do something else.
What can I do you for?
This thing isn't doing the job.
That dog won't hunt. What can I do you for? Since you got the decency to die.
Stay behind me.
Something I can do? Leave it to me.
Sure.
We got trouble.
Let's go.
Nuh-uh, didn't work.
Like that.
Mode.
May I be a candle in the night. Let's go. After him.
Mode. On it. All right.
Another sea-striped fiend, here to uproot the tree of the gods.
Give the order, Captain. Or just nod. I'm not picky.
So, the fiends corrupt even the sand-striped ones. If you join them in befouling the Adra, then you will join them in death, too. The tree of the gods, yes. Which these... Go! Carry a warning of what you have seen to the other shufflers. That shufflers must not disturb these roots, or the gods will destroy the islands again. Do your stories say nothing of the many disasters? Many generations ago, the sand-striped ones built great hives across the islands, and bastions around the Adra roots. Their meddling displeased the gods. So the gods smashed their works with heaving volcanoes and crashing waves. Our ancestors hid deep where the waters quenched the fires and muffled the storms. Now, the shufflers build again. The gods see. They will tear them all down.
The shuffler's tongue is thick with blasphemy.
If your fat tongue speaks true, then give us proof. I tell you, thick tongues lie. Forked tongues, if what you say is true, then sure I will believe your words. Only if I hear them from the tongue of my own people. Suga, I found the way. Yanis? You died. We saw. The way became dark. But this one brought light. We will kill the shuffler and free your soul, Yanis. Do old scales cloud your eyes? The shuffler glows like the... He will open the way. The gods give you power, yes. Approach. Restore the blessing of the...
Oh, you wanted something, Captain? What, me? I'll go ahead and say it. You're halfway toward all right. Oh, I know. But it's kind of you to say. Have you ever... Dumb question, but here I go anyway. You ever gotten close to someone, even though it just wasn't... ordinary? Yeah, that about kicks the legs out from under ordinary, doesn't it? What I'm talking about is a scenario where a difference in rank can get in the way of enjoying shore leave. Yeah, that about covers it. I'm just testing the direction of the wind here. Best not to overthink it. As winds do. I've enjoyed that sort of arrangement before. Nothing to suggest I won't enjoy it again someday. Depends on what's in front of me and what's on the horizon, Captain. Well, I've laid out my thoughts. You must have a couple. Be a pleasure, Captain. Funny thing is that Ishii can get particular about people. And when he doesn't take to someone, neither do I. I'm sure he'd tell you if you asked nicely. Not everyone's a bird lover, that's fine. Some days I can't stand another second of Captain Stinkfeathers. But Ishii and I are never parted for longer than a few breaths. Take that however you will. Try not to use any foul language.
Well, this is unexpected. What exactly did you set out to accomplish by peering into the soul of this noble creature? I see. You must put a great deal of faith in Maya to find yourself in this situation. The prospect of sharing her company. Far be it from me to judge affection. Better that it bloom or wilt uninterrupted. While the Deadfire is being cut, cauterized, and trampled, it is charming to find someone who makes time for such elaborate. I can say for certain that this is a very hungry, overworked, and at times underappreciated bird. He and Maya share that much in common, at least. Beyond that, I leave the rest up to you. Do you often turn to birds for... I sense that Maya does not easily allow others into her confidence. She has much on her mind. This may all be a whimsical diversion, or... Didn't you know? Perhaps it isn't for me to say. I babble. What does the goddess observing? Try not to take it too best of luck in your mating ritual.
I hope that was as amusing for you as it was.
I've got some answers. Sure am. And I heard that you two spent some time together. Funny how the gods toss things together. I heard tell that Kana sailed off in search of whatever he didn't find in the Deerwood. They say he lit a fire under the Ranganui to speed up the taming of the Deadfire. You clearly had some sway on his opinions, more than I ever did. Wish you had told Kana to give up on the... You kept him alive in any case. While he wandered the lands and I do with bullets what Kana did with words. Just in case you were wondering, the comparison ends there. Trying to get on his good side, are ya? He's developed a taste for shark meat since we arrived at the Deadfire. Going back to the Rauatayan diet will be hard on us both. Well, after they immigrated to Rauatai, they were honored. Even as we broke the same bread and tossed back the same wine, the Ranganui's friends always checked under the table to see if I had a tail. Kana thought it was hilarious. Maybe if a kid does it once. Growing up in the Ranganui's shadow wasn't all bad. We had tutors. I spent my days learning to shoot, while my more academic siblings learned to express them.
As your hand touches the dim Adra, you feel the same cool, pricking sensation that you did when you touched the pillar near court Mage. For a second time, you gather the threads in your mind and bind them together, forming a solid tether that ripples out toward its distant anchor. Again, a crack sounds from the terminus. Your consciousness is violently pulled along the cord. You are prepared for the sensation this time. Standing at Aethys' shoulder, your soul is dwarfed by the massive god's form. Energy pulses along the tether, each wave feeding...
Your first attempt to contact me was brave. This second attempt, is it born out of desperation or something else? Why do you continue to follow me, Watcher of Cadnua? Yes, they must want answers. But why do the biddings of the gods matter to you? That is a cruel bargain, to be a god's pawn. I am sorry for what I did, but it was done for the hope of a better future. It is not. When the gods set foot to Aora, the mountains tremble and the seas roil. The moon falls from the heavens, and the sky blackens with ash. It is not fair. It is not just. Like the storm. I care for those I have harmed, but it is not enough to care. What I have done, what I do, is done out of love.
Aethys becomes silent. You can sense his presence advancing back along the cord between you. His energy flows over...
You are in a unique position. In spite of the work of the Leaden Key and Hand Occult, you have seen through our facade. You know the gods' true nature. Without the benefit of your knowledge, few mortals would be willing to accept the true history of their gods. After all, we weren't. The last time I walked Aora, I made a mistake in not revealing my true purpose. I believe you would understand it better than most. Yes, I will tell you, but this is not the time. As I take this body farther from the lighthouse, the tether, soon this link will unravel completely. If I have not reached my destination when that happens, I will need to pull more souls from your world. I will do my best. Do yours, Watcher.
The edges of Aethys' massive form blur and dissolve. The huge figure retreats from you. As it moves, the tether begins to rapidly unravel.
If you would know more, find me at the Ashen Maw in Margren's Teeth. I must rest there before I begin my final work. When I leave that place, before I go, I should return some of this to you. I still have need of the great power of your soul, but I can...
A pulse of energy moves back along the golden cord toward you. It feels familiar, comforting. Even the energy washes over you, flooding you with feelings and memories you had thought long forgotten, and then the tether and cord snap. Aethys' figure evaporating into dust, that heat rushes over you, and the uncomfortable sensation of the Audra Pillar's presence cuts off. The gloom of the in-between is...
Long have we kept peace with the sand-striped people. But then, the foreign ones came and spread, killed our people, built their hives everywhere.
Your type weren't exactly accommodating.
We were sure the Godwalker came to cast them out, that driving them away was a holy mission. But on whose terms? We must go. I know not what this means, but our brethren should hear of it.
Not an option, Snake. Bet you were keeping count of how many good soldiers you fanged. Captain? Vengeance for my countrymen!
Futile! Let's go. That's it.
That dog won't hurt. Didn't work.
You like that? That's it.
Happy to oblige.
This is futile!
Right on top. Stay behind me. Smoke is no good to me.